Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a new series on our YouTube channel known as Breaking It Down. This will be a series where us coaches at Havoc Esports will sit down, record, and analyze how all of our players can improve at this game and give everyone at home an idea of what they should be on the lookout for within their own gameplay. The player that we will be looking at today is known as Cosmic. He's a very high SSL 1s player as well as SSL in the 3s playlist. And the replay that he has sent me today is going to be his team facing off a just outside of semi-professional team consisting of Broken, Vegas, and Comp. The goal of today is to show you all how even an SSL still has loads to improve on to become a professional Rocket League player. And also, if you do not know who I am currently the CEO of Havoc Esports as well as a professional RLCS coach for the North American team known as Prestige Esports. Without further ado, we're going to be getting right into this replay. But also, to take note, to give context to this replay, this game was played in the RLCS Open Qualifier, so the nerves on both teams are going to be really high as both of these teams really want to improve and grind up to become at the professional level one day. But ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let's get into this match. Here we go. So we're going to be looking at Cosmic. Cosmic's very high level. He really knows how this game is played, but even then, Cosmic, even though he's Supersonic Legend, is still going to be facing off against team players on the other team who are known as almost semi-professional players. They're kind of at the very high level of the bubble scene, just scratching at the ability of teams that could make it into the professional scene. But here we go. Let's just get started off here in this replay. As you can see right off the bat, we see that he's instantly looking like he's rushing around the field. And the problem that a lot of players have when they are starting to face off from SSL to those almost semi-professional players is that they like rushing around the field. But right now, we see from Cosmic, he ends up getting the win on the kickoff, but his team ends up losing possession. And that's something that we don't really want to see right off the bat. However, it is a kickoff, so we're going to have to mainly look at what happens afterwards. Right now, Cosmic, he has a couple opportunities. He can maybe go for a big boost, he can rotate out mid and look for a demo, or he can rush back. The best option that we want to see here from Cosmic is rotating mid, because most problems that higher level SSL teams have when they try to go against those bubble teams or semi-professional teams is that they don't space out correctly. And as we can see right here, Cosmic is about to rotate the wrong way away from the ball. We can see that he's going for a boost right now, which is going to be taken here by Vegas. And then afterwards, he's probably going to continue rotating down the field like this. However, the main problem with that is we have Rhyolite trying to force the ball here, and we'll have his teammate rotate into the play right here. So we'll see that Cosmic is actually breaking the rotation by going in through the front here. It's something that we don't really want to see out of our players, which is why we want to make sure that that midfield gets covered, because when you play against those better teams, they will start looking for a lot more passing plays, and we can probably see here from Broken, he's probably going to try and take possession down the wall and eventually look for a pass out mid. But since we have Cosmic rotating around the outside here rather than down the midfield, no one's watching that pass, and it could lead to a really big pressure opportunity for the other team. So that's why everybody, if you guys are ever in front of the ball here, as we can see, Cosmic's in front of the ball. He's out of the play. We want to rotate away from the ball, which since the ball's on the left side of the field, we want to rotate to the right. So what Cosmic would do here, you can either turn all the way around like this out to the midfield and start looking for those demos, or he could at minimum turn left onto this pad line and go immediately to that midfield, start looking for demos and be able to watch that midfield pass later down the line. But here we go. Let's actually look at how this play ends up progressing. We can see Cosmic, he rotates down the field, and since no one was watching that midfield pass, Swep was forced to challenge as that last man, and it ended up almost in a situation where the other team was able to get a goal. We can see the ball right here. That could have been something that Cosmic helped out with, but since both Rhyolite and Cosmic ended up rotating back on the front post, Swep as last man back is forced to make a play here. And if these teams are playing against a professional team, for example, that may be a goal opportunity for that team, as it puts all the work on Swep in this situation since he was alone on the back line. Which is why, if we look at the gameplay here again, if we have Cosmic and Rhyolite perform their duties just a little bit better, we would have Cosmic rotating down the middle here, which he could then intercept this pass. Swept could sit on the back post, and Rhyolite would be able to rotate behind Cosmic because he was just forcing the ball. So here, as we can see, even an SSL has a lot of problems with their rotation and positioning because just by Rhyolite and Cosmic both rotating the same direction, it means that it's essentially a 2v1 right now for the other team, which means that we do hopefully can understand why Cosmic should rotate down the middle here, just to make sure that we don't see those types of problems again. But here we go. Let's get back to Cosmic's camera and see what he could have done as well. Here's another situation where he puts himself in a really awkward situation. And I know we're only a couple seconds into this replay, but we can already tell there's a lot of massive problems that we're seeing here. First, Cosmic ends up rotating back front post. But number two, we can see that he ends up being the goalie here. Cosmic is currently the goalie, but instead of waiting here on the back post, he ends up pushing the ball. Now, I'm sure all of you have heard before, if you guys have watched any other videos on in the Rocket League scene, everyone always says to sit back post when you're the one in net, but some people don't really explain why. The main reason why is we have somebody in the midfield watching the pass, and we have somebody like Riley here who's going to be challenging the ball, but we don't have anybody watching the net. For example, if Cosmic's on this back post, he can double jump to make a save in the top right corner, or he can dive across the net to make a save, because that's his only job. We have Sweat watching the pass, Riley doing challenging the ball, so now it's all on Cosmic to make sure the ball doesn't go in the back of the net. But as we can see here, Cosmic ends up pushing up in front of the net. And if we're playing against a better team, for example, let's look at this team here. So if we're playing against a better team, and we zoom out here, when we look at this gameplay, if Comp is able to maintain possession here and no one's watching the midfield, then if Cosmic's in the net right here, all Comp has to do is pass the ball out mid, and then they can shoot it right behind our goalie, where if Cosmic's back post, it's going to be saved. But as we saw earlier, Cosmic is going to rotate in front of the play here, meaning that whole back part of the net is open. And if you're playing against a good team, all it takes is one pass mid, and that's a goal every single time. So as we can see, that's two mistakes in the first 5 seconds of the game that we can already see that Cosmic needs to improve on. But here we go. Let's see how Cosmic ends up rotating now. Let's see if we can find something good about his gameplay here. So here he goes for a boost steal, which is really good. But we do have to remember that he's still the goalie in this situation. So now we have to hope that Cosmic is going to rotate out to where his teammates are. So because right now there's no need for a passing play. The ball is not going to bounce out mid because Riley, he's looking for a 50-50 or for a possession play. So what's going to happen here is he's going to take possession and Swep is going to rotate down here in order to make sure that he maintains possession. So now that Cosmic has this boost steal here, we're going to hope that he rotates behind his teammates. Because when he does this, Rhyolite will be able to lose the ball over to Swep, and Swep will take possession, and then Rhyolite can rotate away looking for demos, and then eventually be on this side of the field for a pass. Essentially, we can complete that rotation. So let's see if Cosmic is going to end up rotating towards the play here, or if he's going to end up getting demoed and be out of the play. Looks like Cosmic rotates perfectly behind. Here we go. See, this is why we wanted Cosmic to rotate behind. See, if Cosmic ended up pushing up the field for a pass here, and Swept got beat like this, that is a very scary situation where Comp could do a 1v1 on an empty net, essentially. So this is really solid here from Cosmic. He stole the boost and went instantly to rotate behind his teammate Swept. And when the ball got launched over Swept, he was able to get free possession. So here's a really good play here by Cosmic to make sure that the ball is always being supported. Here we go. Here's another great thing that Cosmic is doing here. We don't really have to pause, but he's taking possession of the ball. This is the problem that a lot of lower level players have, where they instantly just boom the ball down the field. And it's something that we do have to take into consideration whenever we are looking at gameplay between an SSL and an almost semi-pro player, is that when we're looking at those bubble players, sometimes they kind of just hit the ball really hard. Instead of taking possession, instead of trying to take the ball off the field themselves, they kind of just boom it down there and have to chase it. The reason why we don't want to do that, though, is because in the end, in order to get a goal, we're going to have to be able to shoot. In order to be able to shoot, we're going to have the possession of the ball. Because if we have to keep chasing the ball, we're never going to find opportunities to shoot, which is why it's always better to keep possession from the get-go and fight your way up the field so you can eventually be able to look for a shot on the goal. Here we go. Cosmic ends up respawning. Let's see what happens here. So now Cosmic is again that last man back. So let's see if he goes to the back post. Here he doesn't go back post, but luckily it ends up being an okay situation. We can see right here that Rhyolite gets possession of the ball, right? But Swep, he ends up getting bumped in the corner and has 0 boost. So this is something that you can do with comms. Because right now we see Swep has 0 boost, but no one is supporting Rhyolite because Swep has 0 boost. So what Cosmic's going to do here is he's going to rotate behind Rhyolite. So as Rhyolite takes possession up the field, we can start making that line, that vertical stacking line, that'll make the gameplay look a lot more structured on the side of things here. And let's hopefully we'll see Cosmic do this. So with comms, he goes second. See, as we can see, he goes behind his teammate. That way, right when that ball bounces off the wall, he's the first one on, and he almost got a shooting opportunity out of it. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is really good positioning here from Cosmic because he sees that Swep isn't able to support. So instead of sitting back in net, waiting for Swep to push up the field with 0 boost, he says, okay, I got boost. I will support Rhyolite, and then he pushes up the field to support the 50-50. And then right after the ball gets hit behind Rhyolite, he's the first person on the ball on his team. This is why you have to make sure that you're always facing the play, always making sure that everybody is following the rotation. And if there's any tip I can give to anybody else, all high-level rotation is filling in space. If no one's challenging the ball, challenge the ball. If no one's supporting the guy with the ball, you have to support the guy with the ball. If no one's watching net, someone has to watch net. All rotation is in Rocket League is filling in that space as efficiently as possible. But here we go. We can see Cosmic once again. He is on the opposite side of the ball, but instead of rotating down the middle back to third man, we can see he rotates front post again, and he clutters up the teammates on defense. Because here, watch what happens here. We're gonna go over to Flycam. And what we're hoping that Cosmic will do is rotate down these pads and allow Swep to challenge the ball and Rhyolite to come in to support Swep. But instead, we're going to see that Cosmic rotates down the front post and gets in the way of his teammates again. This is a big flaw in Cosmic's rotations that we've now seen more than once. But hopefully, after seeing this video, and hopefully all of you seeing this video, you guys can understand the importance of always making sure you rotate along the opposite side of the field from the ball, or at minimal down the middle. Because a good thing about rotating down the middle is you see these mini pads. A lot of lower level players don't collect mini pads. So being able to stay in position while grabbing boost is going to be the most important thing possible. And you're probably wondering, why do we not rotate away all the way to the back post to support here? Well, the main thing is, I mean, we can go all the way to this boost, right, and go behind our teammates, but look at the distance change. No matter what, we're going to end up right here, right? But Rhyolite, he's going to go and support Swep. So if we rotate all the way back for big boost, look how much distance we have to cover. Whereas if we rotate down the middle pads, or even down these pads, not only do we get the same amount of boost, around 70 to 80 boost, we allow Rhyolite the time to rotate behind Swep and keep the rotation in good standing. This, ladies and gentlemen, is why we rotate to the back post through the mini pads, to make sure that we can stay closer to the play. However, as we can see here, and like again, a Supersonic Legend still has problems with this, Cosmic is not able to do that. He instead rotates front post and gets in his teammate's way. As we can see right here, he goes for a big boost. He's now out of position. And then he does manage to get back for the ball here, but remember, this is supposed to be Rhyolite's ball. Technically, Rhyolite should be supporting Swep here, but since Cosmic rotated front post, he cut the rotation. And if you're not rotating as a team, it can be really confusing for a lot of people. But here we go. Cosmic, he ends up pushing the ball up the field. He gets a 50-50, and now let's see what he's going to do. Here we go. This time he actually does rotate away from the ball. He steals a big boost, and now he's front post again. Now we're hoping that he rotates to the back post. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's see what he's going to do here. And he actually cuts off his teammate again, so we can see another problem. Maybe it's because he's playing against a higher level team, but again, we see this situation here with Cosmic where instead of rotating back post, he cuts off his teammate to go for a ball. I mean, look, Swep could have easily got a touch on that, but Cosmic's flying for the ball. Now, this is why we have to make sure that whenever we're in front of the ball like this, we have to find other things to do. And the best thing that we can do here is let Swep follow the ball, and look, remember that how rotation is filling in space? Rhyolite's not supporting Swep, right? So what Cosmic can do is let Swep go for the ball. Cosmic can rotate down these pads around to the back post. And then look, we'll have two players. We'll have Swep on the ball, and we'll have Cosmic supporting him. And then Rhyolite, hopefully by that time, will have rotated into the middle and can watch that midfield pass. I hope everybody can see how simple this rotation can be, but of course it's putting it into practice. And hopefully, now that hopefully when Cosmic sees this replay review, he'll be able to see that he really has to make sure that he stays in his rotations properly. Otherwise, we'll have double commits like this, and now he's going to have low boost on the backboard, and now he's going to be stuck in just a really awkward situation. But we've already gone over a lot of different points today, ladies and gentlemen, and I can't wait to see if we can come up with any other new ones that we can discuss. Otherwise, of course, you guys can go to our second video in the series, which will hopefully come out sometime shortly. But here we go. Cosmic, again, is in front of the ball, but this time he gets called off by his teammate. Now let's see what he does. Here, Cosmic is last man back, but he ends up cutting off his teammate. Luckily, though, he gets a really good shot on target here. So, of course, it is a little annoying when you look at this, because it's a play that works due to something that shouldn't work. Right here, we see Rhyolite, he passes the ball mid, and Cosmic's there, but we have to remember, technically, Cosmic is the last man back here, and he ends up cutting off Swep. Look at this. Instead of Swep being the person to follow in front of this ball, as we can see here, Swep should be the one to follow this ball, and he should be the one shooting it. Cosmic cuts him off to go for this ball. It ends up working, but it just goes to show how there's little team play here among these SSLs. Whereas if you look at the other team, they always make sure to support and cover those three main positions. However, luckily for Cosmic's team, they managed to get the goal, so I guess good on them, right? In the end, if you're able to get the goal, it's a goal, but we have to make sure that we can continue to improve. That's why we have to be a little discouraging about what Cosmic did in that play, even though he did get the goal. Now, see what Cosmic does. Here we go. He's rotating down the middle, so this is what's really good about the situation. Now he's on the back post, and he's able to get a good touch away. Now, he's on 0 boost. Can he maintain possession? Oh, there we go. He gets called off by his teammate, but here was another problem, right? Once again, here Cosmic is now second man, but instead of staying in position, all he sees is that he has 0 boost, right? Right now he has 0 boost, and instead of supporting his teammate by following the ball, grabbing these mini pads, instead of doing that, he ends up rotating back to his own side of the field. And honestly, the reason why this is a bad idea is because we leave Swep alone on offense, right? This could be a counterattack opportunity, but instead of staying on the offensive side of the field, he ends up rotating back to his own boost, and it forces Rhyolite to leave net and have to go support Swep instead. So as we can see, ladies and gentlemen, even though Cosmic is a very good mechanical player, he's at the highest rank in the game, there's still a lot he has to do in order to become a professional player. However, this shouldn't be discouraging. Every single player, even pros, still mess up on some of these ideas. So that's what these videos are for, to make sure that Cosmic can improve, as well as any of you guys at home who also want to improve your positioning and become a good team player. But here we go. Let's get back into the replay here. We're not going to have to talk about much. As we can see, Cosmic, he's always low on boost. And one of the main ideas why that we've seen in this replay is he's always going for big boosts. Like right here, he keeps going for big boosts that don't exist. Cosmic, he ends up hitting the ball over to the side, but instead of rotating away from the ball and starting to look for demos, for example, Comp is available here for a demo when he rotates out. And then also, after he gets that demo, he can become a passing option over here, right? But instead of doing that, we're seeing that Cosmic is just rotating back along the front post again, getting in the way of his teammates, and which is really disheartening because he honestly, his team could have beaten this team. As you guys can see the timeline down below, they do eventually lose this game, but if Cosmic maybe rotates away, looks for those demos, starts creating some pressure on the other team, maybe they don't eventually lose this game. As we can see here, Cosmic rotates down the front post, and now he has, look how long he has 0 boost. And since he has 0 boost, he ends up not being able to make the save here in a way that he won't get scored on. Now imagine, like, look at this play here. Let's go back to where it started. So Cosmic lands in front of the ball. Remember, his whole problem was he had 0 boost and he couldn't make a good save. Now, let's say he rotates away, grabs pads. He can grab these pads, grab these pads, grab these pads. By the time he got back to the back post, he would have had over 60 boost. So by the time that ball got shot, that's an easy, not only will he get the save, but he could maintain possession afterwards and start his own counterattack up the field. So as we can see here, just based on his front post rotations, he's not allowing his team to play at their absolute best. So it is a sad thing to see here from Cosmic, but that's why we're here. We're here to improve. And even though he messed up now, going into that next tournament he plays, the next ranked game he plays, he will be able to implement this stuff and hopefully be a lot better of a player. Here, guys, we can see he didn't have any boost. He tried to get the last second save, but he wasn't able to get the ball over to the corner, and that's why they got scored on. Just because he didn't position and grab boost, he ended up getting scored on. As we can see, even SSL, Supersonic Legends, the top rank in the game, they still have a lot of mistakes that they have to iron out before they can get to that professional level. But here we go. We see Cosmic rotating down the front post, but here it doesn't matter too much. But as we can see, Cosmic, he's still on 0 boost. He's not collecting any mini pads right now. He's only going for a big boost, and that's why he's out of position so much. Now, imagine if he's grabbing mini pads and staying in the play. He could have a lot more opportunities to get goals. Remember, he's scored the only goal on his team this game because he had boost and was in position. But since for the rest of this game, look how much he's going for boost. He's wasting all his boost. He's going throughout the game, not really knowing what to do with himself. And literally, if he just stays closer to the play by grabbing those mini pads, imagine how much better of a player he can be. But here we go. Cosmic now is going to have to go back to net. And here we go. He will get the great challenge there. But now he's going to be in front of the ball. Will he rotate away looking for demos and mini pads this time? Looks like he is rotating mini pads this time. That's good. Now he's back post, but he goes for a big boost that's not there again. As we can see, look, the main problem we have here is, look, Cosmic is using all his boost to go for a big boost that is not there. And now, ladies and gentlemen, if I'm going to give you guys one big tip about boost, is don't use boost to get boost. If you are going to go for a big boost, always collect 1 or 2 mini pads before you choose to grab that big boost. Because in the end, you don't need a big boost to do anything in this game. You only need about 12 boosts to make any save in the game. You only need about 30 boosts to make any challenge in the game. And you only need about 30 to 40 boosts to even score a goal. And to be honest, sometimes you don't even need boost to do anything in this game. Which is why always try to prohibit yourself from grabbing those big boosts unless it's on your way. Think of big boosts as a treasure. Something that if somebody gets it to you, it's a great gift, but it's not necessary, right? Food, water, sunlight, shelter, that's all necessary in your guys' lives, right? But boost is not something that is necessary in the Rocket League game. You just have to make sure you grab mini pads and stay in position because that will truly be what is necessary to be good at this game. As we can see, Cosmic goes for the big boost. It's not there. Now he's on 0 boost again. And now he's wasting all his boost to get in position when he could have just wave dashed and didn't use any boost at all. But here we go. Ball's going to get put over to Riley. Riley now back over to Sweat. Sweat back over to Riley. Here we go. But now, as we can see, Cosmic, he's a last man back, and he's off the back post again. You see, here's the problem that we notice here. Look, the other team actually has a pass mid. Since Cosmic is caught off the back post, the whole back part of the net is now open. So if Broken's able to pass this ball mid here, that's a free goal if they can shoot it into the back left, because in the end, you can't boost backwards in Rocket League. So if we have to make sure that whenever you guys are that back post player, that you are sitting on this back post, and you are able to save any shot. And also, what's cool about sitting on the back post is if they try to hit the ball to the backboard, he can just drive up the back post rather than having to fly for it. I'm sure you guys have had this in ranked before, where you guys have been in net and you try to fly up for it, and it's a really difficult save to make. And sometimes you will have to try and do that. But if you guys are on this back post, sometimes you guys can just drive up the backboard, which is a lot safer to do than just flying up to it. As you can see, this Cosmic's positioning again is hurting him in this play. Since now he's on the front post, now the whole net is open if they make a pass. It's just lucky for Cosmic that his 2 teammates had to bail him out. But as we can see, Cosmic, he's not really helping out his team right now. He has the 1 goal on his team, but outside of that, he hasn't really done much. He's been on 0 boost for a lot of the game, and he hasn't been able to do what we need to normally see out of these types of players. Here we go. This is actually a good thing. Cosmic rotated to the back post. Now he's supporting, but here we go. Now Cosmic had a problem right now where he stopped supporting. As we can see, Vegas is about to clear this ball, and Cosmic knows that Vegas is about to clear this ball. But instead of facing the challenge head on, he turns away. And the problem with that is we lose pressure. Because Cosmic, he can face this ball here and instantly fly for it and keep the ball on the offensive side. But since he turns away, if he wants to boom the ball back, he's going to have to turn 180 degrees just to get a good hit on the ball. And the other team, if you guys think about it, they're not afraid of you. If you're facing your own net, they can just challenge you as fast as possible, which is why we always want to make sure we face the ball here. But another thing we have to look at is no one supporting sweat. Just like we talked about earlier, we always have to make sure that somebody's on the ball, someone's supporting, and somebody's watching the big clear. And Cosmic here, he's the second man. He should be the one supporting Swep in this situation. But as we can see, he instead of facing forward and supporting Swep, he ends up turning away. So that's why, ladies and gentlemen, whenever you guys are on the field, face the play. Wait for that clear to come out to you, and you might be able to get a good hit. Because Cosmic, he's an SSL, right? He's the best rank in the game. If anybody can hit this ball when the ball's coming straight at him, it's him. But instead of doing that, he ends up turning away from the ball. And as you can see, he ends up almost getting beat there by Broken. And he wasn't able to get the touch he needed as well. Whereas if he faced the play, right here, if he was facing the play from the very beginning. Now let's look at this. Now let's say he's facing the play. He supports, supports, supports. Vegas clears the ball. Now he flies instantly up for this. Look how much he would beat Broken to the ball here if he was just facing the play. That just goes to show you how important positioning is at the highest level of Rocket League. But as we can see, he wasn't properly positioned and he gets beat to the ball by Broken. But here we go. Once again, ball's going to get popped out over to the side. It's going to be back over to Broken. He's going to end up leaving it. And Comp's going to end up getting the beat on him. But here we go. He rotates front post again. This time, though, it doesn't matter too much. But now he's going to be supporting Swep. But he doesn't support Swep close here. That's something we have to look at. Here we go again. It's a problem where he doesn't face the ball here. So here, Rhyolite loses the 50-50. And now Swep is going for the ball. But as we can see, Swep and the ball are this way, but he's facing this way again. So when that ball gets hit over Swep, he has to turn to get it. And since he has to turn, he ends up being slow. And that's why he wasn't able to challenge this ball. Look, let's go into Flycam here and actively face the ball here and support our teammate. Now the ball gets hit over Swep and we're able to make a challenge here. But since we weren't facing the play, he had the fake challenge. And Vegas just flicked the ball to the backboard. Now look how difficult that save is. And Cosmic just isn't able to get the perfect touch, as we can see. But now, if we go back and he was actually facing that play, he could have been already flying for a ball like this. So that just goes to show you how proper positioning can make things a lot easier on you guys as a player. And as we can see, Cosmic, he tries to make the save, and he does get a touch, but it's not perfect because it is a really difficult read. And then Comp passes it off the backboard, his team scrambling, and they end up getting scored on. This could have been a game where Cosmic and his team, as just a normal SSL team, could have beaten that almost semi-professional team. But instead of doing that, they end up not positioning well. There are a lot of individual team mistakes. And then, of course, Cosmic wasn't able to help out, and that's why it ended up leading to a goal. And as we can see, with 27 seconds left, you just get scored on like that, even when you went up in the series first, you're going to end up having a little bit of a tilt factor that you're going to have to control. Control your emotions. But here we go. Ball's going to get bounced over to Vegas. Vegas is going to pop the ball up. Now Cosmic, he's on zero boost again. And as we can see, he rushes back to net. And now that he's rushing back to net, he has zero boost. He goes for a big boost. He tries to keep the ball in the air. But at this point, his team has lost this game because they weren't able to get any pressure going. So there's a lot of things that we do have to take into consideration here, ladies and gentlemen. Whenever we are playing at a highest level Rocket League, this is what separates a supersonic legend like Cosmic in this replay from a top tier bubble player or semi-professional player. Because when we look at these things, just basic positioning can be the reason why you get scored on or why you get a goal. Basic positioning and ideas can be what allows you to be a top player rather than just the top rank in the game. Because a lot of mechanical players, especially in North America, can get to the top rank in the game, but what they really lack at is that team gameplay. And that's why in Europe, for example, there's a lot more depth in the bubble scene. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm a North American coach myself, but you can't deny the fact that there is a lot more depth in the European scene because a lot of those players more understand the team and chemistry ideas rather than just getting good at the mechanics. And this is why Cosmic was not able to beat Vegas Broken, and Compure. But without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, this was Breaking It Down. I'm your host, HVC Luke. Make sure you guys follow us on our social media at Twitter, subscribe to our YouTube channel, or follow us on Instagram. And without further ado, thank you guys so much for watching. And this is HVC Luke signing out. See you guys in the next video.